I may have made a mistake trusting you. I told you to stay away from the Githyanki. But you just couldn't help yourself. Could you? And now, you've come here to murder me. I told you I stole the artifact from someone. Well, I stole it from Vlaakith. Since then, she has become desperate. Vlaakith wants me dead because I know her secret. It is a secret so great that if her people ever found out, that would be the end of her rule. The end of her. That same secret is how I've been protecting you from the Absolute. I can hear your thoughts. You think I'm lying. Vlaakith warned you that I would try to deceive you, but consider this. What reason have I to deceive you? I want the same thing as you. Freedom. I'm on your side. I have been since the very beginning. It seems I was right to put my faith in you after all. Thank you. Vlaakith will be furious, to make no mention of your Githyanki companion. The Lich Queen fears nothing more than the loss of her empire. The knowledge I have of her deception will bring that about. Godlike in power, yes, but with none of the sanctity. Vlaakith is lying to her people. She pretends to know how Gith destroyed the Mind Flayer Empire. In truth, she knows nothing. If the Illithid Empire were ever to return, she would be incapable of stopping them. And if her people found out about her impotence, there would be mutiny, revolution, the end of her rule. But that very power, the power to resist Illithid control, which Vlaakith only pretends to know, is how I've been protecting you. I suppose she hoped to extract it from my corpse. Since you spared me that fate, she will come for you. She most certainly will. I have delayed long enough. The next attack is overdue, and I can't risk you being caught in the middle of it. I need you out there, searching for the Absolute. You are on the right path, to Moonrise Towers. Return to it. Be warned, the Inquisitor awaits your return from this place with orders to kill you. No doubt the rest of the Kresh will join him. Good luck. Very well. What do you want to know? Vlaakith wants me dead because I know her secret. She is trying her very best to kill me, by sending you. I told you already. I'm just like you, an adventurer from Baldur's Gate who was infected with an illithid tadpole and seeks to be free of the Absolute. But unlike you, unlike anyone else in any plane, I know Vlaakith's secret. Vlaakith is lying to the Githyanki. They believe she knows how their beloved Mother Gith defeated the Mind Flayer Empire, but she does not. If the Illithids would ever rise to power again, she would be incapable of stopping them. And if her people found out about her impotence, there would be mutiny, revolution, the end of her rule. A prison, commissioned by Vlaakith, built in the Hells. A place for all who threaten her to wilt and die. You see, I know Vlaakith's secret. The stuff of nightmares. And no concern of yours. It is enough that Vlaakith hunts me for my knowledge. It is best you remain in the dark, else she will hunt you too. I already told you I protect you. That I saved you. That I'm just like you. If this was not enough to convince you, what more is there to say? As do I. I did warn you not to come here, but that curious streak of yours has brought us this far. I believe you'll overcome this too. And yet you did not. I can only assume there was something you felt was worth saving. A logical question, but you're not ready for the answer. You stood in her presence yourself. Was it not enough to convince you of her fear, her desperation? You misunderstand. The Zaith'isk was going to kill you. I couldn't let that happen. It is the very least of Queen Vlaakith's deceptions. A secret that I know, and Vlaakith doesn't. That was uncalled for, though a spell well cast. I suppose I can't blame you. You are threatened by the tadpole, and you think I prevented you from being cured. Very well. See for yourself.
A palace of memories opens up to you, separated into segments. Within one segment, you see it. The truth, exactly as the figure said. He saved your life.
The Githyanki had no intention of letting you survive purification, and I had no intention of letting you die. And now that you know the truth, what will you do? Very well. I really thought you wouldn't. We could have been so much more. But you had to choose this. So, you are not to be trusted. I don't intend to make a habit of conversing with my killer, so I will be brief. Your survival depends on mine, and mine on yours. It's less than ideal, but it is where we stand. I know a secret that Vlaakith never wants to be revealed. It is the reason she mobilized her people to retrieve the astral prism. It is why she sent you to kill me, and why she will kill you once you leave this place. Since we are both dependent on your ability to survive that, you would do well to remember that without me, you would become a mind flayer. Now leave. I have a battle to return to.
Before you do anything, I am your ally. We are in danger.
You are in danger indeed, Mind Flayer. What the hells is happening?
The Githyanki is the source of our protection against the Absolute. I must subdue him, or everything we've worked towards is lost. Don't let my form deceive you. I am the one that's been protecting you. I am the one that came to you in your dreams. Help me. The Honor God. Eliminate them. My forces are weakened by their assault, but with your help, we can turn this around. Destroy the God. I will subdue their master. Do not be driven by fear. Trust me now, and I promise you will have all the answers you seek. Now, help me.
Despite your best attempts to be subtle, the Mind Flayer's awareness is everywhere. You blunder in its presence like a warg pup learning to walk.
You must be joking. I am telling you my thoughts directly into your head. But if you insist on taking a look for yourself, be my guest.
Nothing in your colorful existence to date could have prepared you for this. As the horror subsides, you are left with only one coherent thought. You must do whatever you can to subdue the Githyanki.
Happy? Now, join me. Fight!
Aid an illicit against Githyanki. We cannot. We must not!
Your blind loyalty will be your undoing, Lae'zel. Fight with me for your own survival. Fool! Without me, you will perish.
Labored breaths resound like a death knell in your mind, tolling for the end of all hopes of survival and freedom. With startling clarity, you realize the Mind Flayer was telling the truth. If it dies, so do you.
Thank you. With your help, we will both survive. You have failed us all.
Your stomach drops. Your chest constricts. Your thoughts begin to splinter.
You are found. Now you hear me. Now you yield! Join me. Thrall!
Another tentacled freak. What in the hells is this?
You do not understand. He will attack anyone that reeks of Illithid. That includes you. And you will not even be able to defend yourself. If you kill him, the Absolute will enthrall you. I am not your enemy. You saved a child from a viper back in the Druid's Grove. You saved the Asima Night Soul from her soul cage. You let me live last time you were here, though it brought Blackith's wrath upon you. I told you about my room in the Elsong Tavern that night when you held me. I was vulnerable. You comforted me. Your continued existence as yourself and not a mind flayer should be all the proof you need. Now, help me. The God. Destroy the God. They prevent me from subduing their master. Do it, now! Together, we can turn the tide. You must be joking. Look around you. We are at war. Fight with me. Your future depends on it. You slept with the Drow and Dara. You pleased her. You killed the Asuna Night Soul. You didn't have to. The last time you were here, you tried to kill me. Not far from this very spot. I am the reason you are free. We are more alike than you want to admit. Look past it. I know you don't want to, but you must. Your reluctance to help nearly cost us everything. You saw reason just in time. Don't look at me like that. I'm a mind flayer, yes. And the one who saved you again.
It's obscene to owe my life to a damned geich. No more lies, no more tricks. I will have answers!
You may call me the Emperor. An adventurer, I came from Baldur's Gate, though I was never one to be constrained by circumstance. I longed for more. That longing brought me to Moonrise Towers on a search for treasure, to a colony of mind flayers who caught me, changed me into what I am now. For years, I served the Elder Brain, the one you know as the Absolute. I was a thrall like any other, but I was fortunate. I broke free and started a new life in my old city. I sustained myself on criminals, unglamorous, but there are plenty of them, rarely missed, and they fueled me while I did my work. I had the good fortune to meet Duke Stelmane. We formed a partnership, and through her, I became the governing force behind the Knights of the Shield, the largest mercantile operation in Baldur's Gate. People referred to me as the Emperor. Such was my influence, though of course they had no idea what I really was. My needs were sated. I was happy for a while, until my true nature was discovered by the tyrant himself, Lord Gortash. He tore me from my home and brought me back to the Brain, where I became a slave once again. A slave he continued to call the Emperor. The name was intended as a slight, to remind me of the heights from which I fell. But I have grown fond of it. It encapsulates well who I've become. Indeed, his hubris knows no bounds. To enslave me, that was his nature. But to enslave an Elder Brain, a questionable decision. I shall look forward to sharing his downfall with you. Rather than potential future allies, like you. We fought to tame Prince Orpheus, the son of Gith herself.
Orpheus? Impossible. He was slain by Jastil Kithrak himself.
Quite possible, I assure you. His power has been the source of your continued protection against the voice of the Absolute. The power to disrupt hive mind communication. It is the same power that enabled Orpheus, his mother, to bring about the fall of the Illithid Empire eons ago. A power she passed on to him, and that I leveraged for you. When Orpheus's mother left, a usurper took her place. Vlaakith declared herself queen of the Githyanki. Vlaakith wanted his power, but Orpheus rose against her, and so she sealed him and his honor guard within this prison. Bound by infernal chains, Orpheus could never leave. Bound by duty, his guard never would. They were close to breaking my hold on that prince. And if they had succeeded, we would be lost. I am relieved. You have embraced your potential enough that you could help me eliminate them. Alone, Orpheus will be much easier to control. No. Gortash sent me on a mission to retrieve the astral prison. I was one of many, but the first to find it. How Gortash or the other chosen learned of its existence, I do not know. The moment I found it, I felt a change. My free will returning. I followed the feeling inside, and found Orpheus. I realized what the prison was for. Containment. While my body was within the prison's bounds, my mind was free. I could resist the Elder Brain, the Chosen. Better yet, I could plan to overthrow them. All I needed to do was subdue Orpheus and find allies in the outer world. You. Most certainly Orpheus. He is a threat to her reign. Some Githyanki still revere him in defiance of their teachings. Vlaakith was safe as long as they believed him to be dead. But as you can see, he is very much alive.
I don't understand. The histories claim the prince was burned to ash in the skies.
Your histories are fabrications. The prince was not killed. As you can very well see, he was in prison. She kept him this way because she was reluctant to eradicate such power. Power that she might one day wish to take from him. If the Githyanki ever find out what she has done, there will be civil war. Vlaakith will be finished. That would be a terrible idea. The moment he is free, he will attack you. Your only defense would be to kill him, and in so doing, he would doom us both.
Even though he is subdued, you feel Orpheus's revulsion, a pulsing hatred that cannot be contained. The Emperor is telling the truth. To him, you are just another wretched Illithid.
You carry a tadpole. As far as Orpheus is concerned, you are already Illithid, a sworn enemy, just like me. I'm glad you think so. I agree. But there is one thing that you have that I do not. My original body was destroyed when I transformed. Yours continues to limit you. As an Illithid, I have far surpassed who I ever was before. You, too, should embrace this change. I believe we'll have a better chance of defeating the Elder Brain if you embrace your latent Illithid potential. I've been studying you for a while now. I believe I can trigger the next stage of your tadpole's life cycle while continuing to preserve your independence. You have seen what I can do. Imagine yourself with the same strength, the same intelligence, the same devastating beauty. If you let me, I can evolve you. You will be able to do things you never thought were possible. There will be physical alterations, of course, but only partial. You will retain most of your current form, and you will soon see that the benefits outweigh any perceived loss.
Skra! Whatever this gig offers is no gift to you.
You continue to surprise me. Your mind is truly something your hand. It wants to evolve, but it cannot do so alone. It must commune with another.
A coldness seeps through your veins as the tadpole awakens, its yearning almost unbearable. Your mind is a veritable feast. The tadpole's essence courses through you. Where it touches, your flesh, glands, organs contract and flood with pure thought. You feel different. Your body has never felt more connected. Your mind present in every flex of a joint or muscle.
You are exquisite. When your allies see what you can do, I hope you encourage them to try it for themselves. But we mustn't lose focus. We need to resume our journey. You heard the Chosen. The brain has gone to the city, and the army marches to follow. We must not let them reach it. We must find the brain, and bring it under our control.
A mind flayer? How is this possible? Gods, we've been so blind!
By the living gods! No more visions, no more lies. I expect answers, now.
A mind flayer? Not the savior I've been hoping for.
So we should swoon and offer a kiss, abomination? I would not even know where to plant it.
An unnerving revelation. But if this is our protector, so be it.
I owe everything to that. Oh, I don't like this one bit.
It was necessary. Rare are those that would openly consider a partnership with a mind flayer, even those who are on a path of becoming one. It's like I said before, I'm just like you. Prince Orpheus, son of the first leader of the Githyanki. A very good question. One that I have been unable to answer. That Orpheus lives at all is ruinous to Blackith. She has done everything in her power to keep his existence a secret. That Gortash and the Chosen found out about it. This is impossible to explain. But it was important enough to them that Gortash sent me to retrieve it. Not all mind flayers are alike. I have always valued freedom above all else. In my past life, and present. It has been a burning need within me for as long as I can remember. There may come a time when that is necessary, but there is no guarantee that his power would survive his passing. The risk is too great. The moment his protection is gone, you would become enthralled to the Elder Brain, just as I would. We may look different, but to the Elder Brain we are already the same. Thralls in its design. I appreciate that, but this is what I am. My original body was destroyed when I transformed. When I first escaped the Elder Brain, I searched for a new vessel, but the longer I inhabited this one, the more it grew on me. I realized that returning to my former self would only impose limitations. Any advantage I could gain by restoring my original appearance, I already had to hand in the form of magic, and that humanoid shape you've come to know. As an Illithid, I have far surpassed who I ever was before. You too should embrace this change. Like it or not, our chances of defeating the Elder Brain are substantially improved if you embrace your latent Illithid potential. Thank you. That was too close. You grew attached to a mere disguise, but you judge without even knowing me. If I'd known you would be so open-minded, I would have saved myself a lot of effort. But I'm glad you're not here to judge. The answer is twofold. One, I can, but it would kill you, as I told you before. Two, why would I? You have done well with the limited form you have, but you would do far better as an Illithid.
The tadpole screams for growth with painful intensity. It has been starved of life, of purpose. It welcomes your probing like a void waiting to be filled. If you let it, it will evolve you. Just as the Emperor said, the tadpole prickles with excitement, its thoughts rampant and chaotic in its rush to communicate with you. It is impossible to discern any single intention. You may resist now, but it's too late. You already embraced the powers the parasite gave you. You leveraged them to manipulate, to dominate, to survive. Your nature is no longer your own. You are well on your way to fulfilling your Illithid potential. You are ready to evolve. A raging pain tears through your head as thoughts and instincts do battle within it. Then, silence. Your mind opens, and all resistance evaporates.
I suppose it was considerate of you not to bring it up before, and I ask that you do not judge me for it now. Denial will change nothing. You have already benefited from that tadpole of yours. You seek to reverse an inevitable process, a process of evolution. When I first escaped from the Elder Brain, I too railed against the change. But the longer I have inhabited this form, the more it has grown on me. You are already more Illithid than you realize. It has improved you. Was it something I said? Never mind. Perhaps you will change your mind again when you see more of what our enemy can do.
Even as you say the words, you feel a lurch of disappointment. Your mind bristles with Illithid potential. How could you be so cruel as to deny yourself what you want most in the world?
I felt that. It's your nature. You cannot fight it, so embrace it. A tadpole, nurtured by the psionic energy of the astral plane, cocooned here for millennia, it has become extraordinary. I understand. Let us hope then that your present self will be sufficient to deal with 3 gods of death and a giant magically enhanced Elder Brain. But in case you change your mind... Look after it. Use it when you're ready to evolve. You or your allies. It has vitality enough for you all. I am pleased to hear that. You will do very well as an Illithid.
To owe one's life to a mind flayer. It seems to make a mockery of this entire struggle.
Well, certainly brave of you. I'll say that much.
Don't do it. This isn't evolution, it's... I don't know what it is.
Are you sure of this course? It is not one that can be reversed, I fear. By Baldur's helm. Only a fiend or fool would bargain with this damnable creature.
A fine idea, or at least an idea.
A little more caution would be wise. Such power is tempting, but you risk losing yourself.
I'm happy to have more powerful friends, but, well, better you than me.
What are you? I suppose if it works. But if you had opened your mind to it, rather than consuming it, your allies could have taken advantage of its power as well. You absolute horror! Do you know how hard it was to find that? To cultivate it to be safe for communion? Waste! Utter waste!
Vlaakith is eternal. My people would not be swayed by this false prince.
On the contrary, Vlaakith is quite fallible. Not all Githyanki eyes are so clouded as yours. Your trust in Vlaakith is understandable. Her lie is carved in your people's slates, bold as truth. Yet a lie it remains.